To live in a land where you're basically being told that the way God made you isn't good enough, and if you look the way God made you, you can't keep your job, you can't make a living based on the way God made you. Like that's hard on a person's psychology to grow up, to be born into and grow up in a land that way, right? Another thing that Crimson Cure pointed out, which she pointed it out, but I kind of noticed it, but I didn't quite put my finger on it, and she spelled it out for me. She kind of said what I was thinking. There's a divestment community. There's a divestment community, being women who have made it up their minds to no longer see themselves as suitors to black women who made it up in their minds to no longer see themselves as suitors to black men, right? There's that community. That community does exist, right? And what she pointed out was, what she said, what I was thinking was that the majority of these women are first and second generation continental African women. And simply because of their the way colonialism hit in those African countries and the way they view white people, which is what made them come to this country, or their children in this country take the stance of turning their backs on black men, you know what I mean, as a way to pedestalize and uphold white men, which is what they pretty much do in their country. You know what I mean? And this is why you have situations where this Russian guy, can pull up to the mall, you know what I'm saying, and then have his pick of the litter. you know, Africans and Caribbeans, they come to this country posing themselves as supposing themselves as better than black Americans, they carry themselves better than black Americans, and they're more likely to climb the social ladder and get jobs. You know, when people look at their resume and they see the last name Adewande, they're like, oh, okay, they're a different black. we can manage those blacks. We can't manage the other blacks, right? They don't literally kick the man out the house, but they incentivize it, and that's the key. When it comes to economics, it's all about incentivization. It's all about incentive and subsidy. It's all that's how they turn the knob on society. They incentivize things and they subsidize things, and they say, here, we're going to persuade you to come here. We're not going to force you. We're just going to persuade you. We're going to create a circumstance and an environment where the most sensible choice for you would be to go this way. That's what they do. So she wasn't just calling black Americans dirty. She was trying to distinguish herself. She was like, we're not them. We're better than them. You're not like us. You can't sit with us. Dirty black Americans. Right? And this is the kind of attitude that a lot of them have when they come to this country. By calling others dirty, she attempts to validate her own cleanliness or worthiness in a system that devalues all blackness. So she's pretty much great. So when she calls black Americans dirty in the video, in the clip, she's basically trying to distinguish herself to grasp at some straw of dignity. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's all the same, sis. And that's in the same way. Like they see us, right? They see us as just black. You know, they don't see, oh, you're African or you're Caribbean or you're a black American. No, it's just black. You're just a black. You know what I mean? And then really, if you think about it, like there's this South African chick I got a crush on, right? And when you see her, she look like Taquasia from up the block, but she's South African. You know what I'm saying? So it's like damn, you know, like we all black at the end of the day. But that tends to have a negative connotation in a U.S. Racial hierarchy, as it's been put, right?